on race 6 at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. Apologies for the earlier failed video, which will be deleted if it's already been seen. So we had a internet issue on, well, an F1 2019 internet issue in the first qualifying session. We were only a couple minutes in, so luckily it happened quite quickly. And now we are just, I think we've got as many drivers as we're going to get. So this race will start in 3 minutes. It's starting 25 minutes late now. Massive apologies to everyone. But of course, those that are watching it as a video, this doesn't apply to you unless you're one of the drivers who are rewatching the race. Then I am very sorry. F1, my internet is usually fine. Everything else works fine with the internet. But as soon as I'm in a lobby in F1 2019, it decides that it wants to slow down and become very unreliable, kind of like a Honda engine. So, well, a McLaren Honda engine. They've been pretty good since they've been with Red Bull. Okay, I'm gonna sorry for the blue screen again. Just gonna quickly invite Fairs, because he was having some connection issues. That's why the race has been put back in another few minutes. And confirm, send invitation. And now we're just waiting on him to join. And we will see how, if he's not able to join, then we'll go, because it's too late now to get another reserve driver in. We're waiting.
Right, I'll invite him, see if he's to that one.
We're still waiting on Fairs at the moment.
Yep. Got 1 more minute.
Still waiting on the race start. Haven't got long left. And is Fairs in? As it is now 55 minutes past, I'm going to quickly let's find out if Fairs is able to enter. Otherwise we will put in, I will get the words ready and up, and I'll let you tell me when to press send. I've got ready up and ready to send.
Soon as it hits 56, we'll have to say.
Are we going off 56 on our tablets or on our phones or on our PS4s? As it is now, it is 56 on my tablet.
Yep, send.
Here we go.
I need to be doing the Twitter thing.
As people now begin to ready up, if Fairs can get in the small amount of time, he might be able to join before the race. Okay, wait is the new, we're gonna wait now, because Fairs has apparently been sent an invite and is joining, so, I must say the F1 group chat is very different to the F2 group chat. We had about 10 cars in, and they were already commanding the race leaders to start the race, whereas in here, no one left behind is the chant of some of the drivers.
Yep.
Let's see. as we're gonna have to go. Surely it's 57 now. Oh, I'm gonna have to. He wants a friend. Fairs needs a friend request to be able to. Gotta love PS4, haven't you?
Yep.
We're aiming for maybe. Well, the next race of the season is. What's the next race after this? Is it Monaco?
Yes.
For both series, but that's a bit of a gap between there.
Mm.
Okay. I'm gonna say ready up. Do you agree?
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
It's a shame to not have all the drivers in, but it seems that there is an issue on Fairs' end.
Mm.
Still waiting on people to ready up. Seems people are reluctant because Fairs is not in yet. But 19 cars is enough. Oh, for God's sake, they're protesting now. Oh, it's like a complete opposite of the F2 league. A
Yep.
couple of races ago in F2, we literally like as soon as it was the agreed upon start time, like everyone was like chanting in the chat to start the race.
Yep.
Whereas it's literally the opposite in F1, where everyone is chanting. Oh, this is hard.
Everyone's wanting to start it, but they're not letting us.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna try and get Fairs into the race. I'm gonna take it upon myself to try and do this. Probably quite well. Actually, no, I don't think the Honda was as good as the Renault. I think Renault, Honda, and Mercedes are all fairly similar now. Okay, I'm gonna try and get Fairs in here. I'm gonna do the best I can. There we go. Okay, and I can't send a friend request because of their settings. We're now half an hour late. We have to start.
Come on.
Go. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, Thomas. Thomas is the same guy that in F2 was chanting that we have to start the race. Is now the guy that is chanting. Because Thomas, Chief Thomas, I don't know if many of you know, is actually the one that runs the F2 league. That both Owen and I participate in.
Yep.
So go check that out if you want to see us racing. Owen scored a point today,
Woohoo.
which is really good. But surely we have to go.
Yep, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord for Jesus. Sorry for the really late start, guys.
Yeah,
We just
you have
had
to.
one problem with the
We had
Renault,
an
but
internet connection. As we have now lost a driver, we've now lost another driver. They've become a spectator. Well, who is that?
why is Kyle being a spectator?
Why is Kyle a spectator? Oh, and he's gone. If he was changed quickly.
Oh, please. Oh, he's gone back to Haas. Phew.
That was close. Otherwise, he may have ended up in the Renault. So, two things you have to blame for this incredibly late start time is F1 2019 and the drivers that are in this league. We can't do any more than what we have, and this is the best we could get. 19 grid, that's probably what our second biggest grid of the season, and they're still complaining, so...
Sorry, guys.
So, we're now getting qualifying ready, and there's two commentators now. Originally, there's only going to be one for qualifying, but there's two now.
Boom. Right. Let's just get everything set up. Yeah, filter up that. No, we don't need that.
So,
That's
back where we
interesting
were...
from Kimmy. Medium tyres, though.
Before it was only correct that had gone for the medium tyres. So I suppose that I should do what I did at the start of the last qualifying session. So at first I will put up all the settings that I had before. Okay then, so welcome everyone to Torpedo League F1 Race 6 of Season 1 at the British Grand Prix around Silverstone. The two drivers have fitted the medium tyres for qualifying. Whether they will stay with that way is a mystery, and they are Correc and Kimi. Correc is a new driver, he's racing for the first time here. He's replacing Bogdan in the Ferrari. And a lot of drivers on their debut have been able to score points. Will Correc continue that? As once again it is... Oh, actually no, this time it looks like Kimi. Or is that Kimi or Reese that are out for first of the pits? It is Reese who is currently leading the field on their outlap. Very aggressive weaving. So, now that the race, well, the qualifying is underway, who is your prediction for pole position?
Pole position? Well, John has got he did a decent debut. Yesterday. Not yesterday, sorry. Wednesday.
Yeah.
So he might have a chance.
Especially if he's on a controller.
I think James will still come out on top because that's someone spun on the final corner.
That is a Toro Rosso. Which Toro Rosso is that? That is Forever Sin. I think he was always nearly hit the Mercedes. I don't know which Mercedes that was. It was Ginger Thomas there. Actually, no, it isn't. That was James, who has just... And that's the other Toro Rosso. That is the other Toro Rosso of Josh, who has spun, and he's hit the wall heavily. That's down at Village Corner. So... what is going on as comes back on now? Staying wide there, staying out of people's way, which is very, very considerate of him. So, two people still on their outlap, two people still in the pits. The two people in the pits are Thomas and C1. Now, Thomas has got 9th place in the last two races. Do you think he can improve in this one?
I think he's got a solid chance. I think he's been practicing a lot.
Yeah, and he's shown good pace. I mean, he got 3rd at Russia, admittedly that was a wet race and he was on the right
Yeah.
strategy and way off the leaders, but it was still much better than any of the recent results he's had, as he still
I
remains to be
think
in the
that
pit
was
lane.
another Toro Rosso spun at just at the beginning. Yep. Josh
And
M's spinning at the start of sector 2.
ah, as it looks to me like the other Toro Rosso appears to be blocking. Forever Sin looks to be blocking one of the Alfa Romeos. Can't quite tell which one that is. That Branny? Yes, it is Branny, who was right up behind. Maybe Branny is getting a slipstream, but based off his qualifying performances before, and he's gone into the pits. Was that perhaps an
Is
avoidance?
that better, Thomas? Apparently Jackson was echoing, it could have been my mic.
I'll try that, see if that... I've just reset my mic to see if that
Mm-hmm.
works. I think Branny may have actually come into the pits there in avoidance of a car in front of him. I
And
think he got
James
blocked.
has got the fastest lap with 126.8. It's still early stages, but that could be a fast enough lap. I think Granny's got... He's still not came out of the pits yet.
Yeah.
He might surprise us because he
Like
has
last...
been
Like
doing
last...
well in the qualifying.
Yeah, he has, actually. He has done very well. He's been getting some top 5 results in the last couple of races.
Yeah.
Like last time, not many people have set their lap on their opening lap. I'm assuming some of those were invalidated, some of those, like Branny, were blocked and just gave up. So Colpo second, so I think he's one of the drivers that has performed well in qualifying, but yet to get a good race win.
I think he's going to try this race for as fast as he can and get his first win, maybe. Well, you did predict, was it Wednesday, that he will win this race because he'll go on a streak like everyone else.
But remember, James did beat him to that win. I was expecting to see... Colpo was on for the win in Belgium.
Yep.
And he had the win in the bag until he got a 3-second time penalty. And he pitted that one lap too late on, for intermediate tyres at the end. And that cost him the win to James. Kyle has 2 wins in the season. And they're the only 2 winners so far. Could we have... Colpo's going to... I don't know what you think of this, but I think Colpo is the quickest driver yet to win a race this season.
I think Colpo in this season or league, I think he's like a Verstappen. He's very quick, but he doesn't quite win the races.
Yeah, he's proved
I think
his speed
he's got
to
the
get to good
potential.
results.
Yeah,
We have
he's
yellow
got the
sector
potential.
1. Sorry to interrupt. It just looks like an Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, that's just Colpo just trying to come out the way, but
Let's
Ronnie got
see if we
the
can
other
find someone out on
direction.
track now. Let's watch a reserve driver, an F2 driver, Wilbo. This is his second outing. Who is he replacing for this race? Is it Costa?
Costa.
Costa's it.
Oh, and that's a Toro Rosso into the
which
wall.
one is it? It is not Josh. That must mean
Sin.
it's Forever Sin, who has actually set a lap, but it's not a quick one. So has he got damage? No.
I don't think he has.
I think most people are doing alright at the moment. Let's watch.
Let's have a look at Ginger Thomas here. Is he going to set a fast lap?
I think Thomas has got a lot to prove. He's been fairly inconsistent, really. Last 2 races he has got 9th, but in Australia I believe he had a DNF there, and the race before that he got podium. So I definitely think he's one of the quicker drivers that's not in the fight for the championship.
Yeah.
Because I can't see him winning. I don't think he would win a race this season, but I think he's definitely got the speed for maybe a top 8 at least, more than what he's getting at the moment. 11 people currently have set a lap time. In front of them, James.
A comment from Forever Sin. Apparently he set the fastest first sector, but then he lost it in the second. Just spun out.
So yeah, 10 minutes left in this qualifying session. Thomas currently with the fastest sector 2, so I'm going to stay with him through Stowe Corner.
Yep.
There's a little grassy entry, and that was lucky not to be validated there.
Yeah.
Very wide.
Especially on the stripped corner cutting.
Indeed.
sector 3 yellow flag. That's just
Yeah, looks like a Mercedes
that
letting
puts him
bullets.
8th to the 129.
I'm surprised that lap looked quicker than 8th place, but you know, it's quite close to the people around him, so definitely the people in front of him. So on his final lap, if he can get maybe, I don't know, up to half a second, he could really get in there with the top guys, or at least the top 6.
Let's see Corporal Grosso going through his lap. Oh, we've got the spectating glitch where maximum revs, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah, that's why I tried to stay off board for most of my coverage. Kimi, I think, is a bit of a shock at the moment. He's only in 11th. Oh, and there's a Red Bull. That is a Red Bull off. Is that Yarno? It is Yarno. And has he got wing damage? He looks like he's gone off at Magnus and Beckett. There's a Williams there as well. And it is Reese. Have they had a coming together? There's some front wing left on that Red Bull.
And there's no damage on the Williams.
I can't see if there's damage or not because it's that stupid shoulder. And this. So it looks like that's the end that he's gone in there with. That's red on the right. Kyle is now on the medium tyres. Looks like his first lap didn't work out, so he's changed his strategy. I think that's a good idea for Kyle. He doesn't tend to get good qualifiers, so but he doesn't get good races. So make his race even better by putting himself on the best strategy.
Corporal Grosso with a 126.6, putting him up on pole.
That is a good lap there. I stand by my comment of Colpo as the best driver to yet to win a race. Some of the others that have proved themselves to be quite quick are Kimi, both racing points with Nerazuro and Manu. They've both proved themselves to be very quick. Yarno made his debut last race and he was very quick there.
Yeah.
Correct. He is up in 3rd place on his debut. What did I say about people getting good debuts? It's something about, I don't know what it is. A lot of the drivers who have started the season and are in their 6th race, for example Reese, have yet to score points. But then you look at people like Wilbo, who raced in the had his first race in the last race out in Belgium, and he managed to, I think, come 7th in that race, which is a really good result.
Sorry guys about that.
Branny up in 4th at the moment, really proving his speed. I said he was quick. He just doesn't seem to be able to carry it over into the race though. I don't know what it is. It's like the opposite of Kyle, really. As we watch Kyle lap now on the medium tyres.
That's a decent sector 1 there.
People currently in the pit lane.
At 27 seconds sector 1.
I think the people in the pit lane now are just preparing for a final lap. All those that are out on track are on out laps. I think this will be their final lap. I don't think you'll be able to get another lap in if you pit after this, unless this is your in lap. But those on out laps now, I don't think they'll get a lap after this. Can Kyle get amongst the top drivers? I'm not sure.
Getting confused a bit with his. He was a bit wide on the grass.
He's
set purple sector 2.
So he has. That is good. And that's on medium tyres. And there's a Mercedes off at Magnus and Beckett. It is Thomas there. And let's see if, as he gets back on track, has he got any wing damage? And no, it looks like he's got away with it.
What time is this for Kyle? This is a 128.4 to put him up in 10th.
Very good result.
That's just a pure points, at least.
That is.
And that's a Toro Rosso. Is he just slowing down?
Yeah, he's just slowing down. Like past that McLaren and Renault. But I assume that's going to be Kyle's last lap because I don't think he'll get to the pits and back. Well, maybe he could actually. I think I was wrong. I think you can still get back to the pits now. So I think Kyle might have one more lap left in him. But but I don't think I'll have another fresh set of tyres other than these mediums, so he may pit for a recharged battery, but at the same time he can stay out for that for a few laps and build up that battery that way. As Fairs has been able to join, which is great news there.
Yeah, he will be unfortunately coming down at last, though.
Yeah.
Let's see how far we can come up with.
Yeah, as Kyle now coasting around. Let's go to someone that's on their far lap.
I'm going to Manu here.
Manu's on his out lap, so I'm gonna focus on James at the moment. The number 97 Mercedes. Through Copse corner. Ooh, that corner is very easy to go out too wide and get your lap invalidated. And correct, still in third.
That's very solid. That's very good through that.
As that's a Ferrari slow on the main straight.
That's a purple sector 2.
That is good. Frusto. I reckon he could have used it. And correct has gone to the top of the time. Whoa, that is a great time there. The rookie. First outing and he's gone top as James has beaten him.
Oh, and James has done a 126.4.
This is an amazing fight we have at the front. Could James run of 3 race wins be finally under threat? Colpo couldn't do it last time out.
Doing his last lap properly. Here we go. Going into the first corner.
Through Abbey.
They're good, not going wide.
Through Farm. Using a bit of that curb there. I reckon he could have used a bit more. Nice and easy on the traction. Wrist nice and stable. Doesn't look like he's pushing it too much. Heading down the Wellington straight. DRS open. So they fly now towards Brooklands.
Oh, the best sector 1.
Looks like he's gone off for Chapel. As Racing Point have been very good this season. But last race, both cars retired in the wet weather conditions. They're really going to want to get back, getting scoring points, because they're equal with Haas now, I believe. And they're falling back from Mercedes by quite a bit. As Nerazzurro is retired, that looks like it's a voluntary retirement. To me, that looks like he's just not going to get another lap in, so he's parking the car. As we have yellow through the loop. Just like cars just going.
I don't think that's quite a faster lap, no. Not quite. Oh, putting him up in 4th.
That is a good, that's good. And now Manu retires from the session. Who else? Mikis is still on a lap. As he's currently heading down the Wellington straight
about to start a lap as well.
That could be a big lap for Colpo. I assume he's going to want to join. He's currently in the elusive group of the people in the 26s. Now he's going to want to get much further in there if he wants a shot at pole. Will Mikis be able to join that group of the people in the 26s? I don't think so.
Here we go.
It's 5 and 5.
For him to get any better, will he get it? Barbomasaur with the retirement.
Barabomba is retiring from 7th on the grid. That is a really good position for Barabomba. And he's lost it. He's lost the rear end. He's gone around through Maggots and Beckett's. And that is, he won't set a quicker lap doing it that way. Now, is that Kimi now coming through?
Is Jarno going to set a lap though?
Kimi has just started a lap. So he's got 3 retirements so far. Voluntary retirements. Weren't going to be able to set another lap, so they've given up. I feel like the one to watch now is, as Thomas is retired, so is Mikis. I think Kimi is the one to watch now, as it's Justice retired. Kimi heading for Brooklands.
Ginger Tom's going up to 7th with a 1:28.
That is good. Still 1.6 seconds roughly off pole position now.
Yeah.
Kimi is going quick.
There's Jarno trying to put in a lap. So who was that? That was a Renault.
You'd have to assume Jarno's going to go quick. Nothing. Was that a Renault or was that a Haas?
I think that was a Renault.
Looks like a Haas on the mini-map to me, but I may be
wrong.
Yeah,
it is one. That is C1. He's blocked.
as Jarno and Kimi both going
C1, we may need to think about that because he did block off Jarno, so he slowed his lap down.
through into club.
As a real shame because it did look like a fast lap.
Let's have a look as they cross the line. Kimi up into 8th
But
place.
he's still got a 128. He could have got faster.
That's not good enough for Jarno. I know obviously he got blocked, but last race he was up enough. What I can't think he qualified 2nd in the last race, and now he's down in 11th place. I know he got blocked, and that wasn't his fault, but that was his first lap of the session, so he should have set a lap earlier. So I always try and go for the first lap, and that is
Kyle going up to 6th with a 127.5.
That is very good for him. Very, very good. As the rookie Wilbo gets 16th on his debut.
Yep. For the reserve.
Oh, not on his debut, on his second attempt. So run us through the order, Owen.
So James first, Korek second, Corpogrosso third, 4th Manu, 5th Granny, 6th Kyle, 7th Mickey's, 8th Ginger Thomas, 9th Kimmy, 10th Bella Bombasor, 11th Justin, 12th Jarno, 13th Freverson, 14th Naruto, 15th Josh M, and I think that was 16th Wilbo.
Yes, that was. As now we get ready for the race. Let's hope it's a good one. Who's your favourite for the race win now you've seen the grid?
I think James is going to do what he's most likely to do, just pull away like Lewis Hamilton. He is the Lewis Hamilton in this league, I think.
Yeah.
He gets really good qualifying and just leads away. Sometimes he can get tangled up with stuff, but...
Yeah. But I reckon Carrick may be sort of like the Leclerc, the new guy, to challenge him. Because James has beaten he's proven that he can beat people like Colpo, he's proven that he can beat people like Kyle, he's proven that he can beat Kimi. But Carrick is a new guy. He doesn't know his speed. Carrick did well in qualifying. Will he do even better in the race? Just waiting now to find out as we begin. Cars are now on the grid, and the lights will never... And, okay, cars are loading onto the grid, and they're going for the formation lap now. Now, just remember that the lights on the screen aren't accurate on race starts. We apologise for that, but F1 2019, for some reason, it doesn't work. When the lights go out, it doesn't actually go out. It's annoying. So I will just say, and they're underway when the cars start moving. Apologies for that, but we can't do anything about it because this is live streamed and we can't edit on afterwards the lights. So now we see the field, nice and clean formation lap so far. Going quite quick at the front there, James. And run us through the field one more time, Owen, before we get this race underway.
So James's first was an amazing lap. Correct. The new guy on his debut's got second, Corpogrosso third, which was a bit unlucky, but I think he can get a good start to put him more into the podium.
Yeah, those top three really have broken away.
Yeah, Manu fourth, he's definitely a challenger. 5th, Granny. So far he's had amazing qualifiers, but he's just dropped down in the... He's just dropped down too far, to be honest.
He hasn't got the points that his qualifying is sort of giving him.
6th is Kyle. He's just well known to just get a low position in qualifying, but he just speeds up and slowly gets through the grid. He's just amazing somehow. He's like a snake. He gets up. Mickey's, he's just an all-rounder, to be honest. He's good in qualifying and he's good in race. He gets those decent points. And he's just overall a great driver. Ginger Thomas 8th. He's got a lot of potential in this league. If he could just if he finds his feet, as some people say.
And I think I'm going to have to stop
in F1 they might say if he finds his tyres.
But I'm going to have to stop you there. Very sorry. We've got to 8 cars in the grid. As we now get ready for this race start. The cars are on the grid. The engines begin to rise, and we wait for the cars to begin. And the lights are up, but will they be accurate? Lights out, and away we go. And let's see. Oh, the front is light. Let's see if we can get a good view. And James is wheel to wheel, and he's gone wide. James has gone wide, and Branny has gone wide. Correc is challenging for that race lead. They're wheel to wheel for the lead as they go into village. And Correc's round. Correct has spun on debut. Oh no, that is unlucky. So very unlucky. Both Ferraris have had issues on the opening lap. Colpo up into second place. He's got Manu right up behind him. Mikis even closer behind him, as there is a big crash in the background. It looks like the other racing point of Nerazzurro has had a problem, as they're wheel to wheel through Bucklands. And look at the Haas, that's Kyle up into 4th place, past Mikis. Oh, and a bit of contact there, as Kimi now up into 5th place now. James trying to break that slipstream. Look at this group, all so quick. They're flying into Copse Corner now, and the only one off the grid that I can note, and that's Manu's gone round. Manu is around. I can't believe it. I don't believe it. Manu, the racing points. I've had terrible opening laps. He's got wing damage.
The Haas has gone round. The Haas has gone round. Will there apply a second penalty? Collision
C1.
with Beast.
Let's go back to the front of the field. James continues to lead now. Colpo second. Kimi third. Mikis fourth. Branny fifth. He's actually gained a place on this. Wait, did he gain a place? I can't remember now. I've lost track of it. It's been mayhem on this opening lap. The racing points. What happened? I saw what happened to Manu, but I did not see what happened to Nerazzurro. As 3 cars in the pit lane. As speeding to the pits there.
Got speeding in the pit lane. I see one, and I think it was Nerazzurro. Not 100% sure.
As wheel
Ginger
to wheel.
tries with the overtake on Jarno. Jarno's came up a bit.
I think you'd presume that Jarno is the quicker driver there, and it looks like he's going to go for the move down the next straight.
Yep.
Right up in the slipstream. As in they go, and Thomas on the inside, and it looks like, has he defended? Yes, he has. Oh, he's hit him!
Oh, and
he's
there's
hit him!
contact!
Oh, big contact. Toro Rosso involved. A Ferrari almost involved. Correct. Just narrowly avoids it. Thomas has been taken out by Mikis. That is just shocking. As Kyle now trying to pass him, as Kyle's hit him. Contact there between Kyle and Thomas. I don't believe it.
I saw that. I don't know what happened with Thomas, but he like swerved into.
I think it was traction issues. I think he lost a bit of traction and just sort of didn't realise Kyle was on the outside. As there's a Haas slowly on the exit of the pit lane. I don't quite know what that is. And that's a Toro Rosso off on the exit of the pits. As Corec and Josh fighting their way down towards the Stowe corner. Corec has got ahead of Josh. Will Josh fight it back? No, he won't. That's very smart of him. Corec is clearly the quicker driver after qualifying. Heads through Stowe, all a bit wide there, but keeps it nice and clean, fairly. Barabambasaur has just got past Reese for 16th place. Oh no, they must be side by side because they are flipping each way. No, Reese
DRS
had a mistake. Reese is off track there as they head through Luffield. Back to the front of the field. James pulling away a bit from Colpo. And Kimi third. Mick is fourth, and Branny quite close behind him. I think that is the closest gap in the field at the moment, other than Fairs on the back of Josh. Fairs, he started last on the grid.
Branny going for the overtake on Mickey's, and he's done it. Took on the inside.
Fairs on the inside of, and Fairs straight past Josh into
Mickey's has got the place back though. I think there was a slight bit of contact pushing him wide, but that's about it.
I mean, you have to assume Mickey's has a penalty for his contact with his contact with Thomas, but even if the game hasn't given it, I think if there's video evidence, which I think we have from streaming this race, then it's as correct. 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. That is big. As so close through Maggots and Beckett, and now
Fairs has made it all the way up to 7th.
What a start from him. He got past
5-second time penalty, speeding in the pit lane.
Inside of Mikis, into Stowe, they're wheel to wheel. Mikis takes a much wider line. As Mikis stays in the fight now towards Club, and Branny takes the lead of the race, takes 4th place.
James is the 131 fastest lap.
Very,
Can
very
anybody
quick.
take that?
As the field looks like it's starting to settle down a bit now. Well, as settle as this field would ever get. Thomas on the back of Jarno now for 9th place. Looks like they're fairly settled though. As we have a bit of a battle here. Correct, you'd have to assume, is going to pass Mikis and maybe even Branny as well quite soon, as he proved in qualifying that he has the pace to go very, very quick compared to some of the other drivers. Look at this, as Reese has left. It looks like Reese has rage quit this race. As correct, up the inside through Brooklands, side by side they come out there now. And contact!
And there's contact. I think
Mikis
that's
on the
correct,
grass.
pushing him out.
Yeah, we'd have to assume that, we'll have to hope that Mikis has an onboard view. Because it's hard to see otherwise.
I was actually watching on board with Mickey's, and he was pushing him out. Mickey did have enough space, but he just wanted to come out of that curb, but Karek was not giving him that space at all.
As we do have a Manu supporter in the YouTube chat. That hasn't really helped him though, as Manu is down in 13th place. What is it with racing points? As Correct on the back of Brandy, not quite able to go for the move. Maybe into Clubbers to go on board now with Correct. Is he going to go to the inside? No. Stays behind. He knows he's quicker. What's he going to do? Is he's going to get the run. Will he maybe even go for the move into Abbey? It's possible. It's not impossible, but it's unlikely. Brandy's got a good exit actually though, as they go through Abbey, through Farm, heading towards Village, and
Correct has taken that very good.
Outside line now.
Brandy's still at the inside, swaps it.
Almost contact
Correct
there.
with the inside, and Correct with an overtake. Brilliant from the driver.
Amazing there. Correct is really storming through the field, but will Brandy come back at him? Correct has got the DRS, but Brandy could dive it up the inside. Chooses to stay back, but Correct went a bit wide, but maybe that's a quicker line that he likes to use. As Jarno is in the pit lane.
Mickey's 3-second time penalty, multiple warning.
Kyle in the pit lane as well. Have they had a coming together and got some damage? Because it seems a bit early to be pitting, so they must have had some damage there. As Correct has now got Kimmy in front of him, who's got him to 3rd. Very good start for Kimmy. Looking back into the field, Kyle quite close to the back of It's Just. As through there, almost contact there. Whereas they go through the loop and about to head down the Wellington Straight.
Here's Ginger Thomas. 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings, on board with him.
Up the inside, Kyle
is he gonna go? Is he gonna go for the move on Josh? He's got the DRS and the slipstream. Go on the outside. Josh was going quite slow there. Is there a problem? We don't know.
It looks all good, and he is coming to the pit lane. There must be some wing damage. No, there isn't. He is just coming to the pit lane. It must be just old tyres. Maybe this is just a pit window now. It's very close between It's Just and Kyle. They head towards Maggots and Beckett's now. Correct, right on the back of Kimmy. As they head into the loop.
This could be the soft
pit window.
Softs. Yep. Kyle's 3-second time penalty.
Blasting past down the straight into 3rd place. It's Correct. Not even a fight there from Kimmy. He couldn't do anything. Correct was just way too quick. Oh, but he was going to come back at him through Brooklands. Correct got a bit wide there. And will he get the better exit? Doesn't look like it.
Exit.
Kimmy will have to settle in behind unless he feels like going for a move into Cops. He's close enough, but no, not quite.
No,
Cops is a bit too quick to go for a dive. As they now head through Magnus and Beckett, this is crucial now. Can Kimmy stay on the back? If he can't, it's over. And it looks like he's dropping back.
He will have DRS though, will he? Yes, he has. DRS is open.
As the fight continues now towards Stowe, will he go to the inside? Will he go to the outside? Surely he's got to dive one up there. No, stays behind. I think he knows he's slower and is accepting that. Hoping more that Correct maybe makes a mistake at some point.
Another lap for the softs here.
Indeed. Kimmy stays out as well. Mikis quite close to the back of Fairs.
Correct with the 1:30.8 setting the fastest lap.
I think Correct's on for the win here. You surely got to say that because look at the speed he has. He's already pulled a second gap between him and Kimmy. As yellow flag, and it is a racing point. Which racing
That
point
is a
is that?
racing. That
Nerazuro looks like he's
is
made some sort of mistake. There's a
Nerazuru.
Haas. And it is Kyle. Kyle has made a mistake at Maggots Beckett's. That has allowed Barabombasaur to catch up to him. Kimmy is actually catching a little bit there. To Correct, because Correct made a mistake at some point. Kimmy not close enough. And I think Kimmy is dropping back maybe a bit too much now. I'll have a change of position for 11th place.
3-second time penalty, another one for Correct. Multiple warnings.
Wheel to wheel for 11th place now between a Red Bull and a
That
Toro
is now
Rosso, Yano and Josh.
That is 6 seconds worth of penalties now for Correct.
Surely that takes away any chance of his win now. He's pushing. That's how he's going so quick. He's pushing the limits too much. He needs to bring it down a bit.
Yep, he needs to tone it down. Oh, Nerazuru and C1, they are very close. But needs a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. And Nerazuru did try, but not quite close enough. Goes in for the inside. Pushes him. There is a slight bit of contact, but there is no problem with that at all.
We'll see one fight back though.
C1 with a 3-second time penalty. Probably going a bit too wide.
Heading down the straight now.
C1 going for the inside.
He has the inside. Oh, bit of contact there. So close to contact.
Nerazuru did dive out Barabombasaur 3-second time penalty.
As it looks like they're going to fight again now. Down the next straight. Will he go for the moving to cops? He's going to go for it. He looks close enough. Going to go on board now. And they're side by side. And there's contact.
And there's contact. And
around.
He's gone.
That was.
I
think
that is just a racing incident.
And I think he may just give up with that one. I think he's given up. I don't blame him.
Fair's a 3-second time penalty. I think that is just a racing incident because I was on board with Nerazuru. He did try and take the inside. Yeah. But there just weren't enough space, and he just made the wrong call.
Oh, and there's a McLaren. Is that Wilbo? It's not Wilbo. It's the other McLaren.
It's Colpo Grosso.
It's Colpo. I don't believe it. He's made a mistake at Maggots Beckett's. As now Kimmy is up into 3rd place. Correct is back into 2nd. Now I seem to notice Kimmy is staying a bit closer to Correct now, which would suggest Correct may have dialed it down a bit. He may have sort of cottoned on to the fact he seems to keep getting penalties.
Yeah.
He still does seem to be catching James slightly though. As Colpo in the pits.
Now this is interesting because the Reese Ghost, even though he has quit, his AI is still there.
That's a bit weird. Any close battles in the field at the moment as Mikus gets past Colpo in the pits. Thomas is in the pits as well on this lap. As it seems like now it's the pit window, it seems the field seems to be settling down a little bit more. Yeah. Just focusing on their tyres. But I'm sure in a lap or so, drivers will all be on the same strategy again. And will come wheel to wheel once more. Close at the moment is Fairs to the back of Branny. As we have a yellow flag, and that is Branny. It's Branny. He's gone round, and he's lost a position to Mikus as well there. Ah, disappointing. Here was and that's Branny keeps making mistakes. You can't keep making mistakes like that. But looking like he's still on the same tyres he started the race on, which would explain why he is struggling a little bit. Let's look at the drivers who haven't pitted so far. Wilbo hasn't pitted, and the top 6 haven't pitted. So, Colpo, let's change it to leader for a second.
And that's James going into the pits.
So, looks like after the pit stop, Branny, looks like he'll come out between Colpo and Branny.
As also Correct. Oh, 5-second time penalty, that brings them up to a... Kimmy will also a 5-second time penalty. I was just saying that brings Correct to 13 seconds, I think.
Branny comes into the pits now as well. Branny locked up. Avoid the penalty. Fairs is going to lead this race then. What tyres is Fairs on?
Mediums.
Which explains it. Fairs is going to go for, is going to 100%, he's going to try the one stop. I think like everyone is in the field. But he's starting on the mediums. He's going to have the best one stop there is. As he now heads down.
He has now made it all the way from last to first. That is just very incredible. Good. That is definitely drive of the day worthy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And it's
He's
definitely
like,
why
no
we're
one
all
watched
chanting in
him.
the chat, let's get fairs. Like all of us, you know. Let's get back to the interval gap and see, are there any close battles? Colpo on the back of Kimmy. Whereas this is down the Wellington Straight, looking for a move now. Surely he's going to go to the inside line. And he looked there but didn't quite go for it. Colpo's gone on to the hards. Kimmy's gone to the mediums. That is interesting. Justin.
With the very close behind Josh. Is he going to get that 12th position? Is he going to push?
He's on slightly more worn tyres. So, well, I say slightly, I think what...
He goes in, and he's got the DRS, and he pulls away from Josh.
Oh, but he's gone a bit wide, maybe.
He's done.
He's been able to hold it through
All right,
Brooklands.
corners.
C1. Looks like he's on the back of Bunnies. And that's through the loop at the moment. As just does look to be like he's pulling away there. As Mikis on the back of Wilbo. Heading down the hangar straight.
Overtaking Kimmy right there.
That looks like, was that through Stowe?
But Kimmy's coming back for the thing. Pushing a bit out. Goes for the switchback. And Kimmy, it has paid off.
They're side by side through the final corner.
Side by side.
And Kimmy does drop back now into Abby. As they go flat out through here.
Yep.
And Kimmy looks like he's dropped back a bit now. Won't go for the move.
No.
As Wilbo, where is he? He is quite close as Wilbo. Surely he's going to be the guy to watch.
Manu with a 3-second time penalty. Josh also with a 5-second time penalty. Kimmy on the DRS.
Wilbo's on very old soft tyres.
It was a very dodgy move there, trying to squeeze him. But
Thomas about to go up the inside of Wilbo into Brooklands, and he pulls it off. He's done it there. As back to Colpo and Kimmy.
Well, Wilbo is sitting on some worn out softs there. 10 laps worth of softs.
Yeah, those tyres must be ruined. Everyone's going to fly past him shortly.
Manu.
Josh
surely gonna go past him.
As now, the battle for 4th place continues.
DRS open for Kimmy. Kimmy may be making the move on the inside. No, he's backed away just before the corner. James
and up the inside, Oh, so close to contact.
No contact there. This is a very tight battle between Colpo and Kimmy.
Kimmy's got to just stay on the back now through the first few corners.
Yep.
Got to just. What is it with Kimmy through that first corner? He drops back so much. As these off-board cameras are really great for this game. I have the choice between got Colpo's side pod or Kimmy's wing mirror. Let's see if I can get. Oh, there we go. Finally, surely Kimmy's going to go for it now. Side by side, down the Wellington Straight into Brooklands, and they're wheel to wheel, staying wheel to wheel there as the nose is still alongside. Oh, bit of contact, and Kimmy trying to go back for the switchback. Colpo blocks it, and they head down now the National Pit Straight, heading towards Copse Corner. Surely Kimmy won't go for it. No, he's smarter than that. He knows what he needs to do.
Drop back a bit.
Colpo is in the harder tyres. Kimmy needs to be careful. He can't push his tyres too much. Meanwhile, Mick is right on the back of Branny at the moment, up towards Maggot and Beckett's. That's surely going to be a battle soon. As Thomas is on the back of that, we've got a 3-car battle there.
Yep.
Kimmy staying behind Colpo, it looks like. As now, looks like Thomas might actually go for a move on Mikis. And nope, stays behind. Maybe into Club Corner. Staying behind for now through Stowe. And staying behind again. Mikis right on the back of Branny. Looks like it may be holding him up a little bit. There's a very close battle between Bunnies and C1 at the moment, as well as they're side by side into turn 1. Wheel to wheel. And off track there. Mikis just took him off track, and he's defending now as Branny locks up slightly but gets the switch back. As Mikis has gone deep, and Thomas gets through as well, up into 7th place. What happened there for Mickis? He was attacking Branny and ended up losing the position.
That was an interesting line from Mickey. I think he just tried to go on the outside of Branny on the first corner. He just didn't have the space, so he was forced off the track.
Guess
So
who's
he had
now
to
on the
just
back
keep
of
on going.
Mickis? It's Manu, proving his pace.
Ooh. Now 4 car, maybe, if they can both catch up with Ginger Thomas.
See what Thomas is doing as he's right on the back through Cop's corner. 4 attempts back at the moment. Has now a second as Manu.
But needs a
So
3-second
close.
time penalty.
I really don't know which battle to look at, the Mickis-Manu battle or the Thomas-Branny battle. I'm going to watch the Thomas-Branny one and then I'll switch back to the Mickis-Manu. Oh, Mickis-Manu may be the one to watch.
Thomas going on the outside.
As he goes for it around the outside. Amazing move as behind Manu has made a similar move on Mickis to get up another position. As now the inside into club corner has Thomas, and looks like he's covered that one off and has taken 6th place, which is very good.
Very good move by Thomas there.
I said Thomas had the pace to be in top 8, and he's proving it by racing the other guys that have pace to be top 8. But look at it look at the gaps now. Surely Branny's gonna fight back down the Wellington Straight through the loop. Just right up behind Bunnies, and Bunnies is right up behind C1 as they head
Manu
through
with
Chapel.
the DRS coming up onto Branny, but he also does have DRS.
As they're just staying in position, as I'm going to quickly head back down to the battle for 15th place between 3 cars, and there must be some contact there behind, and onto the grass, and Josh must have made a mistake there because he's gone onto the grass, and that has allowed the leader to
got on
lap
the
him.
inside of Bunnies. I think that's secured 15th place there, unless
Does look like it.
Bunnies can retaliate from this first sector.
And they head back to the battle for 6th.
Wide into there, and Bunnies is gone.
Has he lost it?
They've lost it.
That's a shame. As wheel to wheel for 6th place into Stowe. Manu tries the outside, and he's Ginger Thomas looks like he's defended, but it looks like he's just side by side still. As wheel to wheel into club, and Manu loses the rear end. There's contact. Oh, Manu did so well not to spin it then. Touch from Branny. As surely now there's going to be a battle now towards Abbey. They're going to go wheel to wheel into turn 1. And Thomas has gone wide. Manu stayed on the track, and that might be what gives him the position. As Branny almost went straight into the back then. As Thomas up the inside of Branny. Oh, will he see him? Yes, just about. What a move that if Thomas can pull that one off, and no, he can't.
Branny just got it back though on the outside.
Will he come fighting back
Thomas
though?
Still there. Branny with DRS so well as Thomas.
Oh, it looks like he may have gone for the inside. No, Branny went a bit wide. Thomas, again, looking like he can go for the move, but just can't find the space. As the Red Bulls behind are battling, Jarno and Mickis, very close with them. As they have yellow flag, that is a Alfa Romeo, that is Bunnies. Has gone off the back
with a 3-second time penalty, and Ginger Thomas with a 3-second time penalty. Both multiple warnings. This strict is really showing up on these fast drivers. They may need to tone it down a bit.
As Fairs is now pitted, finally is pitted. Must be going on to the soft tyre, surely.
Softs. Yep, he's gone on to softs.
As I'm on board with Thomas now, heading into Stowe. Looks like they're all sort of settling into position here. Towards club corner. Fairs losing positions. How many more is he going to lose? I mean, it's terrible for Fairs if he gets, as Fairs now exiting the pits in 5th place. That is just from last to 5th is good enough. But now he's on the quickest tyre. As it's going to be wheel to wheel between Thomas and Branny into turn 1. Thomas is going to go all the way around the outside, and what a move. What a move he has just pulled off. But Branny going to fight back into Village. And Thomas defends. Branny unable to get that move pulled off. Will he be able to get the next move down the Wellington Straight? Doesn't quite look like it's good enough. Almost contact there. Oh, they're almost contact again there. Contact. Thomas dives up the inside.
There was a bit of contact, I think, there.
As Branny wasn't able to pull it off. I don't know how. Looks like it just went a bit too wide. As now, through Luffield. As one of the rebels, it's Yarno. Yarno.
That's
Off of the
Yarno.
exit of Brooklands. And that is bad race just got much, much worse. As back to the Branny battle here. Battle for 7th place, as Manu looks like he's pulled off into the distance, showing how quick he could be, but he hasn't pit. Wait, Manu has pitted, but I'm not sure he'll be able to take those tyres to the end.
Josh with 3-second time penalty.
Branny, will he be able to go to the move into Stowe? Down the hangar straight.
Going
He's going to look to the outside. Not quite.
Not quite. Oh, but he takes on the other outside.
Inside of club corner.
Turns it into the inside.
Lock up. Contact.
Locks up.
Where is Thomas? Thomas, has he survived? Yes, he has. That was close to sending both of those two into a spin then.
Yep.
Could Branny perhaps be struggling with the brakes? As I thought he was going to go for it then.
Ooh.
I thought he thought he was going to go for it
I'm
then as well.
on board with Branny. Is he going to try any sneaky moves? Has he got any up his sleeve?
Doesn't look like it at the moment.
Mm.
Settling in behind Thomas now.
Well, could be a potential battle. Kimmy and Fairs battling for 4th place. These two are really close. Fairs gone on the outside, and he's got the 4th position. Bumsel with a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings.
As close to battle now, yellow flag.
5-second time penalty. Corner cutting.
Kimmy is quite close to the back of Fairs at the moment. I think Fairs is currently making his way through the fields. I think he's just past Kimmy actually.
Yeah, he has.
Fairs going very quickly. And is pulling away immediately. Fairs could be on for the win here. What's the gap to the leader currently? Take it back, 21 seconds. So, I reckon he could at least get a podium.
with the DRS coming down the straight. Going on the outside of Ginger Thomas. Is he...
not quite, but into club again. Will he go for the same move? It looks like he can go around the outside.
The outside this time. This is a very
Thomas
good
on
move
the inside.
So far.
Wheel to wheel.
Will he keep that
it's
inside?
contact! Contact! They've both gone
There's
wide.
a lot of contact there.
Bit controversial
with
there.
the 7th position. C1, 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings.
And look who's on the back of this battle now. Mikis is on the back of it. So they head through Abbey and Farm. Will he go back up the inside? Not quite. Mikis looking like he may have gone for a move then, but just a little bit too far back. But this battle really hotting up now for 7th place. Mikis looks like he's got a shot now at 7th place. He's on joint freshest tyres with Branny. Thomas 1 lap older than both Branny and Mikis. As up the inside into Brooklands. Nice clean move there from Thomas.
Correct. And Branny come with a 3-second time penalty. Surely Correct is nearing disqualification. He's got, I think that's 16 seconds for the penalties, I'm pretty sure.
Whilst we've been focusing on this battle, Korek is actually bringing the gap down to 5.4 seconds at the front of the field. So, who knows. As Branny quite wide there, and he's got a run now in towards Maggots. Beckett's.
On the exit of Chapel.
And now Chapel through the final part
DRS.
here. I'm going to go on board with
Mikis. The same move. Try to switch it back.
Not quite. He's going to go for the club.
On the outside.
He's going for club again. Up at the inside. Great view from Mikis. Not quite close enough. Not close enough for Branny there. I think he was a bit worried maybe that the same thing would happen again.
Yeah.
Mikis lost the rear end a lot there. And head up to Branny. Through turn 1. On the back. Will he go for the move?
Kimmy with a 3-second time penalty. Ginger Tyres and Branny going into the village.
And now Loop.
Coming out.
So close. Heading down the Wellington Straight.
He's
got the DRS. He's going to go to the outside.
He's trying to weave out the way so he can't get a slipstream. Protects the outside.
Close.
There's a slight lock up there from Branny. Ginger Torres just defending that inside.
Thomas is doing an amazing job. He just doesn't seem to be able to be overtaken. Branny can't find a way through. Surely not into... Oh, and a bit of lag there. Surely not into Cop's gonna know. But he's so close. It must be so painful as Mikis has really dropped back now. That's through Maggots.
and Beckett.
Beckett's, and
Exit of
finally Chapel. Down the straight again. Three attempts back, almost
3
4.
second time penalty
As
for
it's
Justin.
side by side into Cops, not into Cops, into Stowe. As fast lap of the race for Fairs. As he's going to go to the outside line. Let's watch it from Mick's point of view. As he goes to the cut back, and again Thomas able to defend, but oh, Branny's so close. So close, he's going to go up the inside of the final corner. Oh, I really thought he was going to go for it then and take them both out of that race. Almost just gifted Mickis the 7th place. They now head through farm into village. Lap 20 out of 26. The gap at the front is still closing down. This is the battle for 7th place. Thomas, Branny and Mickis, so close.
Yellow flag.
And it is a McLaren. And I believe it is Wilbo.
That's Wilbo. Don't know what happened there. There's no one round him.
You'd have to assume it was maybe a spin. From where he would stopped on track, I'd imagine it was sort of a simple spin without any impact. Sort of just
no, there's no
rotation
impact. He's got his front. He's still got his front wing there. That's just unfortunate.
As Branny looks like he's dropped back a bit.
Mickey's is caught up with Branny.
But look at Branny now, on the back of Thomas.
Oh, Branny.
Thomas must be having some sort of fuel issue.
130.2, fastest lap.
Oh, look at the run he's got now. Look at this battle. I'm on board with Mickis. Mickis actually looking to the inside just in case. As Branny not able to get it. Oh, he's staying up the inside. Not quite able to do it again. Lap after lap after lap, it's the same thing. As now Mickis is really in the battle. Mickis so close now. As through farm towards village, and up the inside goes Mickis. Up the inside, as there's a lapped car there of Reese.
Justin with 3 second time penalty.
Could this be Thomas's chance to get away? Looks like it.
This could be. DRS for Branny. Yeah. Same as Mickey's, he's still got the DRS. Kyle into the pits.
He's not had a good race, Kyle. This is probably his worst of the season. You have to assume Manu's going to have to pit again. There's no way he can take hard tyres for 24 laps. Surely not. Branny close to the back of Mickis. But Thomas now starting to break away. Could that be it for this battle? As into the pits comes C1. Down the hanger straight.
Branny opening up the DRS, catching up to Mickey's.
The Alfa Romeo has so much top speed.
Will he go in for the inside?
It's close.
No, not quite. They're not quite close enough.
Will he go for the club move like he likes to do? As Mickis went wide there. That sort of saved him now. Through club.
On the sword, 3 second time penalty.
Wilbo is quite close to the back of Josh at the moment for a 14th place. But let's focus on this battle here. For 8th now as Thomas is starting to pull away. Correct, still about 5 seconds off James. You have to wonder that if Correct hadn't spun on lap 1, could we be as... That is... Wilbo has made another mistake out of, and down the inside goes Branny. Nice, easy move there. Wilbo has made another mistake. Oh, no, Mickis has come back to fight. And a side by side. On the exit they go, and looked like there may have been a bit of contact there.
Of contact. And Branny with a better exit there.
I think a battle to watch maybe in a couple laps' time, in the dying laps of this race, is Fairs versus Colpo. Fairs now just 1.4 seconds behind. As now Mickis about half a second back, and
Mickey's a 3 second time penalty. Speak of the devil.
His track limits really are getting pushed.
There's with a 130.163, decent lap on the rider, bringing some extra points for Renault.
Indeed. As very wide there for Mickis. maybe he's getting a bit desperate now to get past Branny. Doesn't look like he's quite able to find a way.
No.
And I think Branny wants to focus more on catching Thomas. But maybe he's worn out his tyres a bit too much. Kyle onto the soft tyres, you'd have to assume he's going for maybe a fastest lap. Because, but then again, he's way too far back from anyone else.
Yeah.
To get into the top 10. Branny continues to hold that 8th place, or a bit of, as Jarno joins the battle. Jarno's behind these guys now. Mikis made a bit of a mistake going through the loop, and looks like he's dropped back a bit.
As with a 3-second time penalty.
Jarno wants to get both of these guys.
Kyle, the 129.3 fastest lap.
As just over a second between Fairs and Colpo. I think there's going to be 2 battles on this final lap of the race when we get to it. As correct, still bringing in that gap. Narrows. Seems like he was just watching. So, as now Red Bull versus Red Bull. As it's so close down the hangar straight, both with their DRS open. As a bit of grass there for Jarno. As Jarno switch back to the inside. Now the outside of Club Corner, they're wheel to wheel. Any contact? No, doesn't look like it. Jarno on much older tyres. How is he doing this? Jarno pitted very early in this race, and he's
2 more laps to go.
Defending there. As look, it's surely going to be another fight here. As into Village. Jarno maintains the inside line, keeps the advantage. Now they come through the loop down the next straight. As Fairs now within half a second of Colpo for the podium. I think we're gonna, after we watch these guys go into Brooklands, I think we're gonna have to I'm the head up and watch the Fairs and Colpo battle. Yep. Fairs has caught up now. It's within half a second. They're about to open DRS. This is for the podium position. Is he going to go for it? Not quite.
Fairs with the newer and softer tyres.
Yes, but they are getting a bit old, those soft tyres. Could they perhaps be too old? But he is keeping up the Colpo at the moment. Very close. As looks like Mikis is still, as Mikis has gone behind Jarno now. Still behind. Fairs just over 3 tenths behind. So close.
Oh, Bomber saw 3-second time penalty.
They're about to head down the Wellington Straight. Colpo feels the need to defend. He definitely needs to defend because Fairs around the outside. Will he pull it off? No, not quite able to. Colpo, very good defending there. As through Luffield they go. Down the National Pit Straight. Towards Copse Corner. Yeah, smart of him not to go into there. Just, 3 tenths back now. Yellow flag sector 3, and it's a Ferrari. And that's the Ferrari of Barabombasaur. As it's so close now through Maggots and Beckett's. And that's a Haas that appears to have made a mistake on the start-finish straight. Got to assume that's C1. Yeah, that's C1 there. Kyle just passing Barabombasaur. They're wheel to wheel into Stowe. And Fairs around the outside. Will he be able to do it? Very wide. And there's contact. As Colpo just able to defend on the final lap of the race. Wait, no, it's not. It's not the final lap because the leaders have crossed the line. Now it's the final lap of the race. I'm going to go on board with Fairs on this one. Just until the leaders cross the line.
3-second time penalty.
You know what, because this battle is so good, I think we're going to do our best to show you this battle, and I will tell you the finishing order as that is a Ferrari of Barabombasaur. It looks like, who's letting, and yeah, it was getting overtaken by Josh. Must be an issue perhaps. Whoa, so close, and it's contact for the podium.
There is
big
contact.
Crash.
There is
big crash.
Massive crash.
As it looks like they're both going to keep their positions, but they will not be happy with each other for that.
Hopper got a 3-second time penalty.
That's a good
I
point.
don't know what to
What
think of
penalties do
that.
people have? As they've got Barabambasaur right in front of them as
Bulbasaur.
Fairs. Looks like he's got some
Not
damage. Can he stay in front of as there's definitely big damage, can he stay in front of Kimmy on this final lap of the race?
Grosso with front wing damage as well. Front left.
As round the final corner of the race comes James to take his 4th win in a row for Mercedes. What a race for James. Another dominant performance, a Lewis Hamilton performance. As correct, on debut, gets 2nd place.
Penalty on served penalty.
3rd, Colpo. As he heads through Stowe. But look at the battle now for 4th. Kimmy up the inside of Fairs. Fairs does his best to defend, but he can't. With broken front wing, there's nothing he can do.
Lots of penalties coming in for unserved.
Yeah. As Colpo 3rd. Kimmy coming around the final corner to get 4th. 5th, Fairs.
Don't know.
6th, Manu. An amazing 25 laps on those tyres. Fairs 6th. With massive damage. Thomas defends until the flag. 7th place for Thomas. Oh, but he drops back because of penalties. 7th for Jarno. 8th for Branny. 9th for Thomas. 10th for Mikis. 11th. It's just currently just going through the club section. Meanwhile, 13th of Josh, as it's just crushes the finish line. Josh in 13th, Wilbo 14th, Forever Sin 15th, Barabumbasaur 16th, C1 18th. Meanwhile, Kyle is going very slowly. Has he run out of fuel? Has Kyle run out of fuel? He's going very slowly through the final couple of corners. Is that Reese that's going to cross the line now?
No clue what he's doing.
Reese, 19th place for Reese.
He's just trying to stretch it out as long as he can.
As Kyle now, the final guy to cross the finish line, has decided he's going to do some burnouts there to celebrate his 12th place. What a race for Kyle. What a race. I mean, let's be honest, it's his worst race of the season, but, you know, he did his best, I'm sure. But I think you'll agree with me, Owen, that was a good race, wasn't it?
That was a terrific race.
Battles from start to finish, contact at the beginning, and ends with contact as well. It just truly is amazing. And it makes a change from our last 2 races, which, with rain, have seen a sort of a slightly less. But this really has I mean, this is proving what Silverstone is. Silverstone is really a track for racing. Although there's weather, it has been a dry race, and as the people on the podium celebrate, James is excellent win. As now we wait. And look at the penalties. And now I'll hand back over to you, Owen, to run us through the final order.
Final grid, James first, correct, our debut, second, Colpagosso third, Kimmy fourth, Manu fifth, sixth, Fairs, seventh, Jarno, eighth, Branny, ninth, Ginger Thomas, and 10th, Mickey to round up the points.
Thank you very much.
11th, Justin, 12th, Kyle, 13th, Josh, and 14th, Wilbur.
As the session comes to an end now, I think that I haven't been fully aware of. This is only my 3rd race as a commentator. Definitely the best of the 3 races that I've been a part of, and I don't know about you. What's this been like for you?
This has been one of the better races to commentate. Some of them have been a bit boring because they spread apart, but this has been the best action-packed race so far. This
race has truly shown the talent in the field, because no matter what happened in this race, we had just everyone. I think that's one of the biggest finishing orders of the season. I think we only had, what was it, 2 retirements, and considering in the last 2 races we had about 10 retirements, that was really good. We had a full grid as well. So I think that's it now for today's Torpedo League race around Silverstone for round 6. The first one to be streamed on Twitch and YouTube, so a big moment for that. please subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitch, follow us on Instagram, all with the name of Torpedo League. And I hope you enjoyed. And until the next race, goodbye.